Alcohol-related crashes are 10.5 times more likely to be fatal than other crashes, and drug-related crashes are 33 times more likely to be fatal than other crashes. If you're taking prescription or over-the-counter medications, read the warning labels. If the label says, "may cause drowsiness," or other cautionary messages, do not drive. These medications may impair your ability to drive safely, and you can be arrested for driving under the influence when taking over-the-counter or prescribed medication. The Driver License Division may suspend your driving privilege if you've been arrested for a DUI or found guilty of any driving-related drug offense. When you drive a vehicle in the state of Utah, it is implied that you'll submit to a chemical test of your breath, blood, urine, or oral fluids to determine the alcohol or drug content, if asked to do so by a law enforcement officer. This is called the Implied Consent Law. The legal blood alcohol content, or BAC level, is 0.05. For drivers under the age of 21, it's illegal to drive with any detectable amount of alcohol in the body. That's also known as the not a drop law. If you're convicted, you'll be alcohol restricted and required to have an ignition interlock device installed on your vehicle. The conviction will be on your driving record for 10 years. If you've been arrested or found guilty of driving under the influence, your license may be suspended or revoked for up to 2 years or more, depending on your age. If you refuse to submit to a chemical test selected by the officer, your license will be revoked for 18 months for a first offense and 36 months for second or subsequent offenses. Choose to drive sober by planning ahead. Don't drink and drive or get into a vehicle with a driver who has been drinking. If you are with someone who is impaired, arrange for other transportation. You may not get another chance to arrive home safely. One of the most dangerous things about alcohol is that your judgment and ability to drive safely is the first thing to be impaired. Signs of impaired driving include weaving, swerving, drifting from lane, driving with headlights off at night, or driving in the wrong lane or wrong direction. The typical DUI costs an average of $10,000 when including legal fees, fines, and higher insurance rates. Whenever you drive impaired, you not only endanger your life, you put other motorists and passengers at risk. Impaired drivers can't accurately assess their own impairment, which is why no one should drive after using any impairing substances. Remember, if you feel different, you drive different. Plan your safe ride home before you start the party, or choose a non-drinking friend as a designated driver. If someone you know has been drinking, do not let that person get behind the wheel. Take their keys and help them arrange a sober ride home. If you drink, do not drive for any reason. Call a taxi, a rideshare service, or a sober friend. Alcohol, marijuana, and other drugs can impair the ability to drive because they slow coordination, judgment, and reaction times. Using alcohol and drugs, or multiple drugs at the same time, can amplify the impairing effects of all substances. Some prescription and over-the-counter medicines can cause extreme drowsiness, dizziness, and other side effects. Read and follow all warning labels before driving. And note that warnings against operating heavy machinery include driving a vehicle. Drowsy driving is as dangerous as drunk driving because a drowsy driver's ability to drive safely is affected in much the same way as an impaired driver. Factors increasing the risk of falling asleep at the wheel include not getting enough sleep, long drives without brakes, rural or dark roads, and driving during late night or mid-afternoon. Recognizing warning signs like difficulty focusing, frequent yawning, and drifting from the lane is crucial. To avoid drowsy driving, get enough sleep before driving. Take regular breaks. Avoid driving during sleep hours. Share driving responsibilities. Avoid drowsiness-inducing medications and alcohol. Take power naps if needed. And use caffeine in moderation for temporary alertness. It's crucial to prioritize road safety by never driving impaired and avoiding drowsy driving. By staying sober and well-rested, we contribute to a safer driving environment. Let's make responsible choices behind the wheel for safer journeys. You've finished Section 2. The exam is next. Good luck.